Apparently we're live. Are we live? Is anybody there? Hello? Is it working? I don't know how to tell. Shh. If anybody can hear us or see us, please say yes, because we don't know. We can't tell. Well, it seems to be. Are we there? Are we broadcasting? I think we might be. I saw something coming through. Let's have a look here. Are we broadcasting? Ah, we are. We're broadcasting. Hello, Peter Collins. Peter Collins has just said hi, Dave.
Hi, Peter.
Hello,
hi.
Peter. How are you doing? Oh, I'm going to shut this thing up, otherwise it's going to get us all. No, that's not what I want. Play. I don't know what I'm doing here.
One of those things where everything's all set up, isn't it? All set up.
Jackie Collins there. Jackie said that we're live. We're live. We're live. We're
Excellent.
live. We're live. Well, thank you for letting us know that. I'm so pleased that you did, because quite honestly, I'm not even sure it's working. Well, I am now.
Well, yes, quite.
And can you hear us all right? Is the volume okay? Does it need to be louder? Does it need to be softer? What's the crack? Do tell us. I know it's going to take a little while to get there, but I don't know how long it takes. We also have, I don't know whether you'll be able to see if I do that. No, it's a bit too close on, Jill.
Come in here.
Can't really see the pup, who is, up you come. Howie, come on. Me dog. Me dog. Yes, this was this big, weren't you? Got a kiss for your dad? Thank you. Right, go on, get your chew, and then we can talk to people.
There we go.
So yes, hello, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, you're welcome to the channel whether you're new or not. Volume's fine, everything's, we're getting thumbs up. That's excellent. Good. I'm pleased about that. My name's Dave.
Oh, sorry. I'm miles away here. I'm Jill. Hi.
Yes, and we're experimenting a bit. We haven't done a live together ever.
No.
This is the first time.
And whether we do another one's up for debate. But
There's a first time for everything.
well, there is.
And you know, we can, giving us how I want.
Anyway,
yes.
Happy New Year to everybody. I know
Yes.
it's slightly late. Hope your new year has started well, and will continue to do so.
Yes, we had a strange one, didn't we? Really?
Yes.
Yes. The idea had been that we were going to go away before Christmas in the van around about November time, because in Ambleside, in the Lake District,
Lie down.
there's a full Christmas pageanty thing that's amazing, if you can ever get there. It's the switching on of the lights. There's boat trips around the lake to go and see Santa, and the last boat trip of the day brings Santa back, and then he gets on his sleigh and he goes up the road from where they bring the boat in, and as he goes up the road, then all the lights go on as he passes. It's really remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, but he throws his magic dust and the lights come on. Oh, it is so magical. It's magical for us, but for the children, it's absolutely fab. It's usually around about the 16th of November, the weekend of
There or
thereabouts.
Now, I'm sorry if I keep looking distracted, but I can see messages coming in and I don't want to miss people. So Thorsten B has just said, greetings from Germany and Happy New Year. Right back at you. Found your channel a while ago. Always fun to follow you driving around the island. I've never thought of it, but it is an island, isn't it?
It is an island,
It's just a big one.
yes.
So where was I? Oh, yes. So as Santa chucks his oofle dust out and lights all the lights up, and then there's a parade and they've all got, what do you call them, lanterns that they make out of willow twigs and paper and stuff like that. Anyway, the idea was we were going to go across for that and meet up with our darling daughter and her two delightful children, our two delightful grandsons, the big one and the little one. We'll call them that then. I can't get wrong off Daddy for naming them. So we were going to go across and do that. Now, as you'll have seen, Madam Wonderfluff here, who's creating almighty...
Right. Go and lie down now.
She's being a bit of a pest, to be honest.
Well,
but
she knows there's something different happening. And anyone that's got a dog, if they soon sense there's something different happening, she wants to know what's going on.
And she wants to be part of it.
Yes.
To some degree. Plus, she loves being a nuisance. Hush. Lie down and go to sleep. Have a snooze. Dream of a big, handsome, white German shepherd wooing you.
Anyway.
I'll get wrong for that, no, I'm sure. Anyway, yes. So the idea was, as I say, we were going to go across and stay at a... well, it wasn't. It was... Coniston, yes. Yeah. So we're all set and ready to go and everything's looking hunky and dory and stuff like that. And then, bam, 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 Madam Wonderfluff, who is entire, decided it was a good time to change from being a puppy into being a bitch. You don't want to let me say it like that?
Well, you have done, so.
So yes, she decided it was a good time to change from puppy into being a woman and do the old coming into heat thing. Now, if you haven't got dogs, you won't know this, but if you have, you will. These pheromones that these little lady dogs throw off when they're in heat spread for miles, and dogs go absolutely crackers for the whole thing. They make teenagers look positively staid and settled. They do. They'd have been hell on. If we'd gone across to the campsite with the dog in heat, anybody else that had a dog there, it just would have been wrong.
Well, it's just not fair to the other dogs, and it's certainly not fair to us, to be honest.
Or anybody else that's got a dog.
We
The noise
couldn't
would
have taken her into Ambleside.
No.
We couldn't have gone to the lights.
No,
So
couldn't have done anything.
It wasn't worth going. So that's why there was no video up of it, because we didn't
go. I will, however, say the Caravan and Motorhome Club booking system, absolutely terrible. It's shocking. It's horrible. We tried very hard to move the booking. It wouldn't let us do it because when I booked it, I booked paid for the whole thing in one go. Because it was what, about 4 weeks away when we booked it. I've just got to show you this.
Sorry.
She's getting pulled to bits. So yes, I thought, right, as soon as we found out that Madam Wonderfluff was in heat, I thought, right, I'll get her on the site and I'll move it. We'll knock it back a month and go in a month's time. Because she's in heat for a month, as it turns out. That was just about right. A month would have been great. So we went to the site to try and change it. And because I'd paid for it all up front, not a deposit and then pay when you arrive, I'd paid the whole lot. It couldn't let me pay the little bit extra there was because there was a £25 deduction off the deposit. That had to come off, and then the cost of the nights was slightly different, and it ended up, I think I needed to pay something like £11.30 or something silly like that. Well, that's not a problem, is it? I can just pay it. And it wouldn't let us.
No.
It kept on saying, no, it's got to be at least £25. Now, you've already got that. So can we please have this sorted out? And in the end, again, I was trying to do this on a Sunday, wasn't I?
Yes.
And there's nobody in the office.
Saturday.
Saturday, yes. And there's nobody in the office, which, I'm sorry, but if you're talking about leisure and holidays and hotels and campsites and stuff, there needs to be... When do people book these things? On a weekend?
Well, not everybody, but you would have thought there would have been some way of getting in touch with whoever. We couldn't even get in touch with the site.
No.
We left messages on their mobile, but nobody's ever got back to us.
No, never heard a peep.
Anyway,
so
it was sorted eventually.
That was 2023, more or less disentangled. 2022 rather, more or less disentangled.
The end of.
The end of.
Yes.
We didn't get to go. Prior to that though, we'd had a lovely time. Obviously, we'd got the dog, we got the new awning.
Yes.
And the new awning, if you've seen the video on that, I mean, what you've got to understand is that I'm a klutz. I'm not very good with technical stuff, am I?
No, I'm going to be really honest here. David's challenge is that he doesn't read the manual first.
No man reads the manual first.
What was it? RTFM?
I invented that.
Well, exactly. Read the manual. Well, he never does. So, needless to say, I hope you had a good laugh if you saw that video, because we had a real time. We're now sorted. You'll be very pleased to know.
We know exactly where we went wrong. On the awning, the Dometic Club Air Pro thingy. There's two, what do you call them? There's two bits of things that you slide along the groove in your wind out awning. If you've got a caravan, you use, I think it's an 8mm one. If you've got a wind out awning, like on motorhomes, you use the 6mm one. As ever, David tried to push something far too big into a hole that was too small for it. It's what I do, isn't it, love? So yes, we got it. It came out dead easy. There was no problem taking it out, was it?
No.
Once we'd worked out that you can actually put the legs down on the wind out awning, in order to take the, dear me. Anyway, when we've discovered how to do it, we'll do a video and show you.
Well, when we take it next time,
yes, we'll film it.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to say, in my defence mind, the manual is pants. It's only pictures, and it doesn't tell you what anything is. It doesn't tell you in words how you're supposed to do it. It just shows you a picture and it'll go. And you're supposed to know from that.
I think the other big, what's the word, drawback, was that if you watch YouTube, it shows you all these videos of how to put the awning up. And the windows are already in situ. When you buy it brand new, as we did, they're not. They come separately. Now, it took us forever and a day to sort. We got them in, but then we discovered the following day they were actually in the wrong way around.
Oh no, they were in the right way around eventually. It was just we were trying to put them in the wrong way around.
Well, yeah.
There's an end that's narrower or shorter or less tall than the other end, and I couldn't see that because it wasn't all properly pegged out, and we couldn't peg it out until we got. Anyway, it's sorted now, so we'll work all the pitfalls out, and we'll do a video saying here's the pitfalls, here's how to avoid them, and this is what it's like when it's up. And I will tell you, for absolute certain, it's amazing when it's up, isn't it?
Yes.
It's absolutely brilliant. It's roomy, it's tall, it's airy, it's lovely. I'm really, really looking forward to enjoying the awning. On the other front, yes, we've made notes. Madam Wonderfluff is very, very much under training. We are fantastically aware that if we're going to take a dog away to a campsite, the dog's got to be well behaved. Not just on a lead for the sake of being on a lead, but also well behaved. So we're doing our best to get her trained so that people don't get licked to death, because she will. She loves people, and she's so Jill takes her out on a daily basis for long route marches and stuff like that to tire her out and to train her to walk to heel properly and walk to the lead and stuff like that, and that's how it's all going to go. So that was 2022 in a nutshell.
Yep.
Christmas was fun. New Year's was, I believe the phrase is quiet.
Quiet, yeah.
I think the phrase is quiet.
Yes, quiet.
So what's happening in 2023? Well, we've made a booking. We have. We've made a booking. Harrogate. We're going to go to Harrogate for the show, and we're going to be staying on site, and we're going to be there 4 or 5 days. I can't remember which.
One or the other.
One or the other. It'll be either 4 or 5. So if you're there, come and say hello. Please do. Oh, and while I remember, I should have said this right at the beginning and I haven't. If there are any questions that you want to ask, just tap them into the chat and then I'll see them come up and we'll answer any questions you've got. It doesn't matter what it's about. Even if it's, Dave, why are you so handsome? I'll answer that. Excuse me?
Should have gone to the Specsavers.
Where do you think I got these from?
No, I think there's anybody who writes that.
Do you see what I've got to put up with? I was a jolly chap. I am a jolly chap. We fat lads tend to be jolly, yes. So yes, we've booked for Harrogate and I'm looking forward to going to Harrogate because last time was amazing. What does she want? I know what I'm going to do.
I've got none left.
Oh, I've got a pocket full. I'm going to say this to all you doggy people out there. There's these things here. You see that? Will it focus? They are. Beef lung treats. She'll kill for them and she knows I've got them in my pocket. So I'm about to try and disappear her. There you are, she's disappeared. You'll hear them for miles. I keep telling her to suck them, but she won't. She chunks and crunches them. Yeah, Harrogate. Let me tell you about Harrogate. It's brilliant. It's amazing. I love the place. The site is not so big that you're going to wear yourself out walking around it.
Oh no, no.
It's really good from that perspective. There's no more. There's no more. That's you on there. Yes, I know.
Come on.
Right, go and lie down now. Go on. Go and lie down. Go and get on your bed.
Lie down time.
Go on. Time for a snooze?
Yeah, Harrogate's lovely. There's eateries around. It's next door to a very nice farm shop, isn't it?
Oh, it's a brilliant farm shop.
You pay for it being a farm shop, of course.
Well, that's the thing about farm shops.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you pay over the odds, don't you? But the quality...
Well, some of the stuff was...
The quality's very good.
Yes.
Well, it was last year anyway, so...
Yeah, I thought so.
Yes.
I had decent quality meat. I had really good quality veg. You would hope so in a farm shop.
Well, you would hope so.
Booze, bread, beer, wine, spirits, cheese.
Yeah, the alcohol is way overpriced, though. I would take your own if you were going.
Yeah, depends on how much of your own you're about to drink before you go to the shop.
True.
So yes, we'll be going to Harrogate and looking forward to that. The show itself is incredible. There's some bits and bobs that I want, which Jill might not know about yet. Problem with this dog is she doesn't know who we're talking to. So we'll be going to do that. But in 2023, we're going to be doing motorhoming our way. And this basically means, well, there's all kinds of reasons, but here's why. One, we're of a certain age. You're over 21.
Just.
Plus that. And interest.
Yeah.
I'm well over 21. I'm well over pension age now, which is terrible to have to admit. And we don't need to go at weekends. We have no need to go at weekends. So we ain't going to go at weekends. Weekends will be left for people that need to go for weekends. Likewise, we don't need to go during school holidays. And I think it's unfair of us, it's just she and I, who can go any time we like to go in school holidays. So we're leaving the space there for the bands, unless there's something that we have to go to, sort of style, or we want to go to, or we're invited to go to.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, that's the way it is. Plus, what I want to try and do as well is we've got a gazebo out in the garden, and I'm going to redo that.
Lie down.
With a camping stove in, and make it like the awning on the van, so that we can, when the fancy takes us, just go and sit out there and enjoy a little bit of roaring fire, making coffee in a big percolator, and just enjoying life. So we'll be going when we go, and when we go, we'll go. Oh yes, we'll go, and we'll be filming all of that. There'll be all kinds of stuff coming through. So it's kind of doing it our way. Now, some of the criteria that we have will involve this lady over here, my darling wife Jill, who loves to walk.
Yes, I do.
You sound so enthusiastic.
some days you get up and you think, oh, I can't be chewed today. But Madam needs to go out, so yes, we like walking. So,
she likes walking.
Yeah.
Yes. So one of the things is there's got to be some nice walks around the place that are accessible from the site. Second thing is, oh dearie me, Peter Collins has said, my dog's just heard your dog and started barking. I have the world's noisiest Cavalier King Charles.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
So sorry.
Hitchup and Toe have arrived. Hello Hitchup and Toe. Hello, how you doing?
Hi.
You all right? That's good. My daughter used to have a King Charles. Cavalier, Maggie. Yes, she wasn't noisy. Smelly though.
Oh, she was nice.
She was a cuddly dog. She used to love cuddling her granddad.
Yeah.
Did I just say that?
You did.
Oh, Lord.
You did.
Get no better for keeping, eh? Where was I? Yes. So, my thing is video. I love videography and photography, and I want to go to places where I can get somewhere fairly close to the site where there's good stuff to video, whether it's wildlife or something happening, you know, a festival of some description, or handicrafts or that kind of thing. The problem I've got, it's a challenge I've got. It's a challenge I've had for 40 odd years. My hips are knackered. As a result of falling off a motorcycle at rather high speed in the early hours of the evening and then getting dragged off to hospital to have things fixed. Basically everything that went down the right hand side went down the right hand side. It wasn't fun. Well, when it happened it wasn't fun. When they fixed it, it wasn't fun. When I was in hospital it was major fun because booze, fags, nurses, what's not to like?
A long time ago.
It is a long, long time ago.
79.
1979. But what they said at the time was, you're going to need a wheelchair by the time you're 60 because I've got one leg shorter than the other. My spine is therefore all higgledy and a little bit piggledy. You might notice my arm doesn't work properly. So it's all great fun. I'm not lazy, I just can't get about. I used to be able to get about a lot easier. And I'm 67 and I still don't need the wheelchair, but if things keep on the way they're going, it's not going to be long before I do. So I want to get places where, like Rosemarkie, where the dolphins were yesterday.
Yes.
Whenever you go to Rosemarkie, go the day before you're going to Rosemarkie, go to Rosemarkie then, the day before you're going, because the dolphins were always here yesterday.
Yeah.
The only people I know that have been and seen are Jez and Bev, the motorhome miles.
Yeah.
Have a look at their channel, have a look at their footage. They had dolphins for miles. Yeah, loads of dolphins. They saw them. They must have been there on the yesterday. They definitely weren't there today. Anyway, so places like that where, and if you've got any ideas, do let us know because there's all kinds of places, I'm sure. Oh, hang on. What's this? Will you be scheduling, this is from Timothy Ing. I'm hoping, is it Inge or Ing? Will you be scheduling a meeting of owners in Winchcombe for this year? We didn't organise the last one.
No, we didn't.
But there is a Winchcombe group on Facebook. I know this because I started it. The Winchcombe Owners Group. If you go on there, and I'm sure we can make some noises and get it to happen again. And I think it would. I would definitely turn up at Winchcombe, in the Winchcombe, for a Winchcombe Owners group meet-up because it was brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's a lovely site, and the dog liked it there as well.
Yes.
And it's very photogenic and all of that, and I can get around. And we'll have the car this time, so we'll be able to get about the place and see stuff. The fish and chips there, I thought they were canny. Jill didn't like them, but it's a grand site. Where are we? Paul Frankham. Hi, Paul. Nice to see you. He says, hi, you're all looking well. Both of us are retiring in April, so more midweek camper vanning too. Well, congratulations.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Enjoy.
I tell you what, when you find out the answer to this question, do let me know, because I've discovered that since I retired, I've been doing so much, I can't work out how I found the time to work. It's amazing. I love it. It's brilliant being retired, or retarded as I call myself.
Yes.
Which is probably more accurate.
More accurate.
It's brilliant. I love being retired, and yes, being able to get places midweek and take advantage of the discounts, the
Yes.
aged person's discounts. It's always good. I absolutely love that. Timothy Inch, I said thank you. You're more than welcome. More than welcome. I mean, if nobody else is going to do it, I'll do my best to organise it. Because you know, you got to go and do it, because life rocks when your living room rolls.
Absolutely.
It certainly does. So yes, we're going to be looking for that kind of place, the kind of place where I can do my bits of things, Jill can do her bits of things with the dog, and where, you know, it's nice. And weather's always canny as well. You need canny weather. It's best.
Well, it doesn't bother me.
We'll talk about horrible weather a little bit later when we answer a question that was posted on one of the groups.
Yeah. But if any of you know of a site that would fit the criteria that David's just outlined, please let us know.
Oh God, yes.
Especially if we haven't already been. So that would be good. Thank you.
I mean, for me, if I'm throwing criteria out there, a nice restaurant on site's always good, and a bar. Places where there's outdoors undercover where you can sit with your dog or dogs and your wife or wives or girlfriends. Outdoors undercover with a pint or two and have a bit jar. It's always good. I do, while I find the price of beer to be somewhat appalling these days, I do like getting with people like that. It's nice. People of a like mind, sitting, enjoying it. This is Ribena, by the way. Didn't happen. Second time I've done that, and there's been no thunderbolt and lightning come down. Very, very frightening that. So yes, if you know of anywhere like that, anywhere near you, do let us know. You never know, we might turn up and sully your doorstep, because we do things like that. Right, here's the question. Simon Thompson, for it was he, asked the question, what's the one thing that you've bought for the van that you now know you cannot do without? I've paraphrased because I can't read. I can read, but I can't read my writing. See, I should have been a doctor. I'd have been brilliant as a doctor.
Yeah.
Yes. What's the one thing you've got for the van that you can't do without? Me being me, I haven't just looked at one thing. We sat and had a conflab, Jill and I, earlier on, and we've got a list, haven't we?
Yeah, but there is one thing that I definitely wouldn't get another. If we were ever to change the van, which is not on the cards, but if we were to ever change it,
yes,
we would have to have this installed on any other van that we had, and that's the E&P levelling system. It is absolutely fabulous.
It is. I can't disagree with you in any way, shape or form. To be able to arrive on site,
I know.
put the handbrake on, walk to the back of the van, press a button, and by the time you've walked back to the front of the van, it's level. And that's exactly the way it is. We pull up, handbrake on, turn the engine off, turn the ignition onto accessory, because that's where it needs to be, go to the back of the van, press the little button twice, automatic, level, and then by the time I've walked back to the front of the van, it's stopped, it's level. It's never taken more than 2 minutes, has it?
Once.
Oh yes, once. Once we were on a site which shall remain nameless, Finkel, where the supposedly level hard standings had a 10-inch drop side to side across the width of a van. And the self-levelling at that point said, need chocks, I haven't got enough here. Can't do this without lowering the other side to the point where your wheels will be flattened. So yes, that we had to do manually. That took, but that still took.
But we still did it.
In what, about 5 minutes?
Could still use it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But the rest of the time, 2 minutes and done. And while it's happening, I'm getting the electric cable out, and it just does it itself. There's no messing about with drive you up ramps, but there are some great advantages. Greater advantages than you might think. I'm going to say the word Braithwaite to my wife.
Well, yeah, when we were there in whenever it was, can't even remember now, Braithwaite Village, fabulous site, by the way. If you've never been, if you're thinking about going, it's worth going. But when we were there, we had some horrendous weather. 60 mile an hour gales?
70 miles an hour.
70 mile an hour.
Gusting to 85.
It really was horrendous. But the funny thing, one evening you could hear the gales blowing. The van didn't move an inch. And we both got a bit of a shock when the silver screen blew off.
Oh Lord, aye. Well, I lied, weren't lying. We were sitting there, looking out of the side window at all these other vans swaying in the breeze. Tents going off into the wild blue yonder. Awnings getting rapidly taken down. One collapsed, didn't it? They were out, and it just went. Marmalised it was. And we were sitting there watching this, and the next thing I know, the silver screen just goes whoop, off. Held on. It did hold on.
Oh yeah, it went up.
It went up.
Went up onto the top of the van.
Yes. So I went out. I mean, D-mate was blowing a hoolie. And I managed to get it down, and as luck would have it, I had some ratchet straps. So I managed to strap it down to the wheel arches either side. And that held the bottom down. That stopped getting the wind from getting up under it, and stopped it from flapping up over the top. But the van was solid. It was like being in the house. And you know how sometimes when you're in the house and it is blowing an absolute hoolie, you can feel the odd little push when the wind hits the window? That was it. That was the sum total of it. There was nothing more than that.
Yeah.
And it was amazing, wasn't it? And we've found that everywhere we've been. That's the big advantage, that once those legs are down and the van's jacked up, it doesn't rock and roll, because there's no spring there for it to rock and roll with. It just decides to sit there and stay there. And
That's not me, by the way. It's our little fox. Your fox.
I should point out, what we should have done was set this for 7 o'clock, because 8 o'clock's normally her playtime, isn't it? Yes.
Never mind.
Yes. Never mind, it is what it is.
Yeah, so to answer the long-winded answer, but the E&P self-levelers are, for us, an absolute must. Very well worth thinking about if you haven't got them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So much so that I'm thinking about doing another T-shirt that says, if the vans are rocking, the self-levelers are knackered. That's how good they are. I love them. I think they're brilliant.
Yeah.
I do. I think they're brilliant. Another slurp of wine, and then we move on to what you mentioned. Another one of the things that we cannot do without, and I would advise everybody to get, silver screen. Tell them about it, Jill.
Yeah, it's silver and it covers the screen. I don't know. You ordered it. Tailor-made?
Tailor-made.
Tailor-made.
Can you just...
I'm sorry, I'm trying to deal with the dog.
I know. It's just you keep falling off the side of the screen. You know.
Well, they might think I've had too much to drink. Wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
One of the things about the silver screens, the external silver screens, is they've stopped all of the condensation.
Yes.
And the condensation, which is even better. We get no problem whatever with condensation in the carb. It's amazing. And that doesn't matter whether it's cold weather or hot weather. They do actually keep the front of the van cooler when there's sun beating down on them.
Yes.
And we've not had an issue with coolth coldness.
No,
When
we
we've
haven't.
been out in cold weather, it's been cracking. So I would heartily recommend a silver screen, and whether you get it from Silver Screen or from TaylorMade or from wherever, they are an amazing piece of kit. You should get one. And then Jill came up with something else, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I can't remember the make of them now.
Tefal Ingenio.
Oi. Yeah, they're pans, and we've got them in the house, and we were so impressed with them in the house, we decided to buy 3.
Yeah, it was a set of 3.
Set of 3 for the van, and they're great. Dead easy to clean because they're Tefal.
Tefal non-stick.
However, the handle that comes with them,
The Tefal handle.
the Tefal handle, is pretty dire.
That's pants.
So much so, it actually scratches the
rim.
pans. Yeah. But when we were at
Harrogate.
at the Harrogate show last year,
Yep.
we bought a generic handle that they said would fit
Them all.
all the pans. And the problem with the Tefal one is it's metal, and metal on metal will scratch. The one we got at Harrogate is plastic, or is it rubber?
It's got no, it's not rubber. It's silicon that it's got over it.
Silicon, but it doesn't scratch, so that is fab.
And it holds better.
Yeah.
The only difficulty I have sometimes is getting it to pop off because I've got too tight a grip on it, but I've worked that out now, so it's dead easy. Much better, and I wouldn't be without the pans. They're amazing, and they just stack inside each other. Nice small space to store in. They work on gas, electric, and that what do you call it, induction. There's all of them. Brilliant, lovely pans. They're great.
And they're dead easy to wipe clean.
Yes.
Quite often, depending on what the site is that we're on, I'll just get a kitchen roll and just wipe the pan out, and then that can go in the bin, and it saves all the gungy stuff going down into the grey waste.
That's important, actually. That is important. But I know there are a lot of people get a bit worried about the smell coming up from the grey waste tank.
Yeah.
And if you can just wipe your pan out before you, in fact, to be fair, you could just wipe it out.
That's what I'm saying.
You've
can.
no real need to wash it.
No.
You can just wipe it out. Everything comes off, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe more on that. I might do some videos where I cook.
Oh gosh. Be worth it though. He's quite a good cook, to be honest.
Hang on, just a minute. Are you ready for your close-up? Say it again, down the camera.
He's quite a good cook, actually. But don't tell him I told you so.
She's not wrong. No, I love cooking. I love cooking. I've always loved cooking. So good set of knives, good set of pans, good heat source. Bob's your uncle, and Fanny's your aunt.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. And finally, on the list of things that we got last year that I would not be without, this broadcast is being brought to you courtesy of EcoFlow and hashtag not sponsored.
No.
I'm using an EcoFlow Delta 2 to power everything. Everything that you are seeing through. So that's 3 cameras, a laptop, a switching unit, everything, with the exception of the internet itself, is being powered by the EcoFlow Delta 2. And it has been being powered by it all day while I've been setting up and messing about and playing and trying to work out how to make the things work, which we finally managed, having forgotten how to do it. Because I used to do this quite regularly at one time, but it's been 8 years or so since I did it, and it's all changed. Nothing's where it used to be. So yes, we have 2. We have an EcoFlow Delta 2 and we have the EcoFlow Delta Max 2000, both of which have proved to be absolutely
Valuable.
thank you, invaluable today. Not just today, but a lot. I do use them quite a lot. Go out into the gazebo or whatever. They're pretty light for the power that they've got.
Are they?
I think so.
Oh, I think
If you had to get the same amount of power in lead acid batteries, I'd need a wheelbarrow.
Oh right, okay. I don't know, but I mean, to me they are heavy, but they've lasted. What? How much is left on there? Does it say?
Oh, I'll have to press the button and have a look now.
Sorry.
Oh, just a minute. I've got another 10 hours.
Oh, 10 hours.
So you're stuck with us.
Oh. Oh no, says.
There's another 10 hours worth of power. I'm at 55%. It started this morning at, I was at 82% because I've been using it for making coffees. So it's gone from 82%, it's used, well, it's now down to 54. So
I must admit, the one thing, and I'm not technical, and you'll probably have realised that by now, but one thing that's really surprised me is, and you'll probably say, well, of course it does, but it keeps its charge. If it's not been used for 2 or 3 weeks and you switch it on again, it's still got the same amount of charge as it had when you switched it off the last time you used it.
unlike the Hyundai.
Well, yes.
The Hyundai,
one we
which
had
ate
before.
itself, yeah.
Yeah.
No, these are built like brick
Outhouses.
Them built like brick outhouses. I like them. I like them a lot. So yes, the one thing we haven't got, I did tell you that there'd be things that I would tell you that Jill didn't know about, because if I tell you, I can't get wrong with her because we're live. Look at that face.
Stopped me before.
Look at that face. Look at that face. Eh? Yes. So, I'm toying with the idea of getting the solar panels for them.
Okay.
Hang on, just a minute. That camera.
I'll be honest, I thought we already had them, but...
No.
Okay, fine. What have we got solar panels for then?
Oh, I got a set of little ones for the Hyundai.
Will they not work on these?
No, I need new ones. I need bigger ones. I need bigger, newer ones.
But they would?
No,
Yes,
no.
in other words, they would work.
Gentlemen in the chat, please back me up on this one. I need new ones, don't I? I do. Can you please tell her I need new.
No.
I've got to have the proper ones, the proper EcoFlow. That's what I need. I have to. Yes. No. Well, it's not the right connectors on the one that I've
Is it
got.
not?
No. And if I had to buy the connectors, I could put that money towards new panels.
Yeah, right. Oh well, we'll see. But yeah, they do work, not reasonably well, they work extremely
well. I'm very, very pleased. Keep everything charged, everything powered, it's amazing. And there's going to be an experiment done. We already know. Should have put the right camera on, shouldn't I? We already know that we can make coffee with the EcoFlow Delta 2. And we also have an ice machine. And I have bought a table upon which to put the coffee machine and the ice machine in the awning, so that if people come to visit and we decide to have a gin and tonic, ice is, I'm sorry that I read something, ice is available and coffee is available for those who do not wish to have gin and tonic or anything with ice in. Oh, hello. That hasn't got to there yet, but it's got to there. Steve V says, haha, man logic.
Oh.
But it's true though, Steve. We all know it's true. You've got
I think he's agreeing with you.
I know he is, yeah. It's great. Now, Paul Franklin has asked, and the A-frame, how are you getting on with that? We tow our Hyundai behind a Kemerton, tow cars to tow bars too. Right, I'm going to let Jill, because she wasn't convinced.
I wasn't convinced about what?
towing the car behind the van.
Oh, well, it's great. It's great. I don't know where you got that from.
I didn't think you were convinced.
Well, yeah. No, it's great. The whole process was straightforward. The weather caused a bit of a trauma, but that had nothing to do with the installation whatsoever.
No.
I can just about manage to hitch it up or unhitch it on my own. Sometimes you do it, but we both need to be able to do it, don't we?
We both can.
And we can. One of us obviously has got to
Drive the car.
Well, one's
To
got,
hitch it.
Well, yeah. The only challenge I've got at the moment with Kira being a puppy, one drives the car, one's got the dog and has to unhitch because you can't put the dog. I suppose you could put her in the car. Actually, I hadn't thought about that. Anyway, love it. We've not been hundreds of miles since we had it done.
No.
But it was great when we went to Sherwood Pines to have the facility of the car there. My family are all from Sheffield, so it made visiting family so much easier.
Yes.
And just, no, it was great. Love it.
Nipping off to the shops.
We did have a bit of a worry last week, though, because...
Oh, yes.
We got a phone call from Hyundai to say that...
Oh, let me.
Go on then.
Hello, is that Mr. Dawn? Yes. It's Levine from Hyundai, North East, speaking. Yes. Did you know that your i20 has been recalled? I went, what?
Yes, he did.
I've only just got it. Oh, it hasn't got 1,000 miles on it yet. What do you mean it's been recalled? Oh, she says the rear parking sensors. Oh, I've got a bloody camera. Right, so I had to book it in, and we took it in, and I had a look at it, and the engineer says, it's working, nothing wrong with it. It's fine. So we've got a free wash and valet.
Yes, but we were very concerned about where we kept telling them that we'd had the car adapted for an A-frame.
That was the word I was trying to find when I was talking to them. Adapted.
Adapted, yeah.
I kept on saying altered.
And she kept saying, oh, yes. And you know how you can always tell when somebody hasn't got a clue what you're talking about. And, oh, yes. So I said to David, make sure you speak to the mechanic when you take it in.
I did.
Which you did.
I did.
I'm still not convinced that they were 100% knew what we had done.
Basically,
but we didn't want them to find something that they knew wasn't in the original and take it out or do something with it. Just leave it be because it's working champion. That's a very long-winded reply to your question, and I'm sorry about that. But
in terms of driving it, you don't know it's on the back.
No.
When we're in the van, don't know it's on the back. It just goes where you point it. It's all absolutely cracking. When we get there, it's no hassle at all. Lift, pull, or twist and pull.
We've had to take the rack off, haven't we?
Yes, the bike racks had to come off.
Well, we didn't have to.
Well, I did. Because there was no way on the face of this planet could I get underneath that to get it on.
It was a bit tight, wasn't it?
You couldn't just drop the thing down. You had to have it down and then wander it along. And as big as I am, I'm not strong enough to pull a car.
No.
When you were sat in it with your foot on the brake. But yeah, so we took that off, and it gives us. I've left the bars on.
Yes.
So that we can put 2 little blue stickers, or a red and a blue sticker, on the windscreen, so that when Jill's in the car with our seat set for her, all she's got to do is just line the 2 stickers up on the bars, plonk, in she goes.
Yeah,
That's
that was a really good tip that somebody who was staying on the site at
Hull,
Grimsby gave us. So
yes.
that was a really good tip.
So we'll do that. And I think it's one of the best things we did, and it wasn't you that wasn't convinced, it was me that wasn't convinced. I was not at all. I am now.
Well, it gives you the option now of either taking the car or not taking the car, depending on where you're going and how long you're going for. There's places we've been up in Scotland where it would have been nice if we'd had the car because the roads were very narrow and you didn't want to take the van down very narrow roads to get to certain places.
Like the chip shop.
Like the chip shop, yes. You could get it down, but you couldn't turn it round.
Couldn't turn it around to get back, and I wasn't reversing it.
No. So
yes, it's been a godsend.
Yes, and very pleased we've had it done.
Very pleased we've got it.
Yeah.
Very pleased we've got it. Paul Frankham has said, need that tip again. And Mark Shaw has said, hi guys, haven't seen any vlogs of late. Hope you're both well and had a good Christmas and New Year. I'll come on to that in a minute. The tip, right. What he said to do, you find 2 points on the back of the van that when you're sitting, whoever's going to drive the car to the van to connect it up, what you want is 2 points on the van. You can put little stickers on or just 2 fixed points that aren't going to move, and then you get 2 little paper stickers. They don't have to be big, and just put them in your windscreen when you're in exactly the right position for it lining up.
So you're sat in the car, you're looking through the windscreen at the back of your motorhome, you see the 2 points, which will probably be there and there, and line them up, and every time you go to hitch up, you should be spot on. But it'll not work if you change the driver. Don't expect to set it up for... If we set it up for David, it wouldn't work for when I got in. I'd have to have my own.
Yes, I didn't explain blue and red very well, did I?
No.
So if we take blue, put blue ones on, that's for me driving it in, and red would be for Jill driving it in. But we've left the bars on as the 2 points that we can use as the point of triangulation to get it lined up so that it just hits. That it's so clever, and I don't know. I mean, when you look at the reversing camera on it, it does that.
Yeah.
It shows you where you're going and gives you how to line it up, and that's exactly what you. It's a grand idea.
So I hope that's explained that well enough. Hope you understood the explanation.
If you need us to go through it again, in fact, what we'll do is we'll set it up, and I can give Jill a camera that'll sit there, and then we can put her dots on, and then you can see. We'll do a video of that next time we get hooked up.
Yeah.
Paul has said, thanks, that'll save me from the divorce. Only one drive, so thanks. Didn't get an awning then.
Or read the manual first.
If the manual's any good. I hope it helps, Paul.
Yeah.
It can be, it is, to be truthful, it's a right pain in the arse hitching a car up.
It certainly, yeah.
It can be. I mean,
it took us the first time we did it.
Oh. Back a bit. No. Back. This. Your left hand down. Left hand down. Left. Straight. Left hand. Right hand down. Straight. Left. Back. Come in again. Straight up. Straight up. Straight on. Stop.
In the end, this chap was walking past, wasn't he? He has a tows his Land Rover, doesn't he? On the back of his.
Aye.
Oh no, he had a caravan.
Had a caravan.
Same sort of principle though. And he said, "Would you like some help?" Yes, please. Been the first time we'd ever done it, and you could tell that he wanted to tell us, but he wasn't. He didn't want to upset us.
He didn't want to stick his nose where it might not have been wanted.
Exactly.
He was very.
But we were very grateful for the tip.
I was over the moon that he offered his help.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing I will say as well. It's one of the things I've discovered, because we've only been motorhoming for a couple of years. In fact, it's not even a couple of years. No, it is. It's 2 years now.
2.5.
Ask for help if you need it. You know? I mean, yes, if you're putting an awning up and it's pulled and all the rest of it and you're making a right pig's ear of it, I will sit and laugh, but if you want a hand, give us a yell. I don't know what I can do, but whatever I can do, I will, because when we put the awning up the first time, the fella in the van next to us came to help.
Yes, but we didn't... what I'm going to say is, you know, ask for help, but you'll probably find that somebody will come and give you a hand before you get round to asking. We didn't ask him for help. He offered.
He did, yes. And that's one of the things I really like about the community of folks that are out there. The majority of people are really, really helpful. That's...
Yeah, but they're not in your pockets, are they?
No.
You know, just because you've maybe had a drink with them one night, they don't feel as if they're not back the next day or anything like that, necessarily.
No, I think it's great. I as a fella that I'm not really that keen on people, crowds of people.
I was going to say crowds of people.
I don't do crowds. But it's been lovely meeting the people that we've met, had drinks with, eaten with, swapped stories with, sworn at and been sworn at by in bantery ways, you know what I mean? It's cracking, I love it, I think it's great. It's why we've still got the van.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the reasons we've still got the van. Now, to answer Mark, the reason there was no vlogs out was I've got to be really careful how I phrase this. So if I start getting it wrong, I've put the camera just on me, smack us on the leg. Not now, I haven't done anything wrong yet. Oh, she takes every chance, she does. Anyway, I took the view that I didn't want to do fillers. I didn't want to just put a video out for the sake of putting a video out. Yes, we would love to have subscribers. Yes, we would love to have views. Yes, we have advertising and we have that thing going on there. That's the second time I've used that. I don't think I'll use it again. We're not begging for subscribers. If you want to, that's grand. We're not begging for views. We're not looking to get tied up alongside, you know, these sponsorship deals. The EcoFlow stuff, although I've been waxing lyrical about it, I paid for out of my own money. So there's no hashtag sponsorship, any of that. I'm not interested in that. I understand why folks who have these commercial deals need to put videos out there. They have to. They have no option. But I just didn't want to put fillers out, and I felt I would rather do something that was, I thought, quality and pertinent and, dare I say needed. I didn't want to just be putting any old rubbish out. So while we haven't been away in the van, we've been doing lots and lots of stuff, but we're not like bloggers or vloggers as such. We share our adventures, if they are adventures, and take you with us when we go somewhere. And if I've got an opinion, I'll share it. Mark knows well, I'll share my opinion anytime.
And if we've bought anything for the van,
and we like it,
then, you know, we'll maybe do a video on it. But as David said, we're not into making a video for making a video's sake. So
yeah, I'd rather do something that I consider is of good quality and worthwhile watching than just put.
I mean, that's just us.
Yeah,
you know, that is just us.
I mean, when I said earlier that me hobby is videography and photography, it is. You don't want to know what I've spent on cameras, but just to fill you in a little bit, there are 3 cameras on this shoot. There's that one, there's that one, and there's that one. And that one is a Canon EOS R5C, which is like... Do I tell you how much I paid for it?
No, don't, because I don't know. Don't say. It's not cheap.
It's far from cheap.
But that's his main camera.
Yes. That one that I'm pointing at now is a Canon EOS R. And that's, again, not cheap. It's going the journey because it's not quite good enough. There'll be an R6 replacing it, an R6 Mark II. And then that one there is a GoPro, which I have discovered how to use and how to match the other two cameras to it, because I can't really change what it does all that well. So that's the setup for there. There's a switcher unit down here by my right hand side, which I won some stuff from Atomos, and this is part and parcel of how it all works. I mean, there's probably...
There's a few quids worth.
There's a few bobs worth, yes. I spend a lot of money on good quality gear so that I can shoot good quality video, so that the detail is there, because I like to do it in 4K. I know this is 1080p, can't help that. And I want to be sure that what I put out when we do something is worthwhile looking at, even if it's just for the scenery. I know it's not going to be for looking at me. Good God, who would want to? I'm sure everybody would absolutely love to spend their evenings just looking at the wonderful beauteousness that is my darling wife. But yeah, so we weren't doing anything motorhome related really, so we thought it was a good idea just to leave it alone. And then when this came up, I thought, right, get in, let's try and do a live and see if it works. And if you like it, if you've enjoyed it, let us know, because I'm quite happy to do more, because I can play video in, and I'm going to try that just to see whether it works. Have a look at me dog getting a bath. See, we can do all kinds of things. The technology exists so that we can come up with stuff that you might want to watch. So if you've enjoyed it, brilliant. Leave a thumbs up and let us know. Leave a comment in the section down below. I knew I'd get it in somewhere. Leave a comment to say yes, do more, or no, never do this again. What you want is what I'll try and give you. But
You're talking about which?
Aye, the time has come.
Yeah, and
it's flown. And who said half an hour would be long enough?
I know. I thought it might be.
It's
but
amazing. Yeah, I tell you what it is. I never realised we can gob off for England.
You never realised? Bless him. No, but if you've enjoyed it, then let us know. And we're not going to do one every week, don't worry about that. And we'll let you know in the future if that's what you would like to do.
I'm sorry, I don't want to miss the name checks.
No.
Matt Wright from the Last Callous crew.
All right, yeah.
I said, hi mate. All right, Matt. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal? Bien? And Terry Evans said, missed you guys lot. Oh, God.
Oh, nice.
Missed you guys lots. Great to see you again. Oh, man, you're going to turn us into that fella off the bloody pottery throwdown. Give over. I'll have to get a haircut like that.
Made us smile, thank you.
That's Chris Chant, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I hope you've enjoyed it. I do. I hope you have. I'll be absolutely honest. I was wetting myself before we came on.
Yeah, but we'll be back on the road certainly in March. In March,
for
down to Harrogate.
We might get away
if not before, yeah.
And when next we do, we'll sort something out. I have bought some bits. There's a table here that we'll have a look at, because that's been bought for the van and you haven't seen it. I got some, just this last thing. When we were in Winchcombe, hey, look at that! I've done my exercise.
Good heavens.
I've reached my move goal.
You've actually reached your move goal.
This is what it says. Look.
Oh, blimey.
I've reached my move goal. There you are, people. I've reached my move goal by sitting on my fat ass. Get in. I love it. When we were in Winchcombe and we went wandering round to each other's vans, there was only 3 of us down there. We were carrying out chairs. Well, they was big and heavy. Well, they're not heavy, but they're big and they're awkward.
Yeah.
And I thought, if people come round and you want to have a cup of coffee or a glass of milk or a gin and tonic or whatever, we only carry 2 chairs. So I've bought 2 foldy-uppy ones that I think you do need to see, because I was a little bit sceptical about them, but I bought them anyway in the sale. November, what is it? Black Friday's got a lot to answer for.
It does.
And they're cracking. So look out for that one. And that's it, isn't it? The other thing that we were going to say for the van, Duvaliers.
Yes.
There's no more needs to be said. Duvaliers. They're brilliant. Love them. Right. Where are we at? Hang on. Somebody's catching up from the beginning. Levelling is a must-have. Yes. Mark Shaw's clapping his hands.
Yeah.
This is all good. Right. The hour is
It is.
over. We've got 1 hour and 9 minutes, and that's probably as much as we need to do. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for chatting to us in chat. You've got no idea. I was wetting myself that nobody would come. I was really nervous about doing it. I've relaxed into it, which is probably why I've been gobbing off as much. I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming to watch this old codger and his gorgeous wife sit and gob off as much. I hope that 2023 brings you and yours everything that you could wish for, +1.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope your days are going to be full of the weather that you want. I hope that 2023 brings you everything your hearts can desire. But we're going to go now.
We are.
But until we see you next time, enjoy the roads.
Enjoy the skies.
But most of all,
Enjoy your lives.
We'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Now, how the hell do I stop this? Stop streaming, I think.